Hello, I'm Peter Mayer, Rector of St. Margaret's Church. Thank you for joining me for Taste and See, the fourfold action of the Eucharist. So today is our first lesson here, and I'm here in the St. Margaret's kitchen in our parish hall. And you may wonder what I'm doing here. Well, food plays a very central part of our Christian journey. Think about the most memorable meals that you've ever had. You might be able to feel the linen on the dining room table. You might be able to still taste the wine or the drink that was being served. You might remember all the courses that led up to the main course, or the fantastic dessert that you shared with your loved ones. Or you might just remember who was sitting around the table. One of the things that I always talk about in regards to the Eucharist is that it's not the meal that's important so much as the people around the table. But for the Eucharist, it is somewhat important about what is being served, because it is that food that sustains us spiritually. One story comes to mind that for me was a Eucharistic experience. I had some friends over for soup, and there was this recipe that I had been dying to try and make, and I got all the ingredients, and I spent my whole day off preparing this soup for these 8 friends that were going to come over, until I realized that the recipe said that it would serve 6. And I began to panic. About 5 o'clock, I said, what can I do to make this soup stretch out and last? Sure enough, people came and they were fed, and there was food left over. And I know there are stories like that in the Bible. You may have heard them. But the idea of the Eucharist always gives us more than we put into it. We always receive more than we get. And I think that's the truth of any good meal, that we always leave fuller than when we came. What did Jesus think of when he was entering that upper room? Why did Jesus choose a Passover meal to give us some of his most important lessons? What were his primary motives for breaking bread and saying, "This is my body," for offering wine and saying, "This is my blood, which is the cup of forgiveness for all"? This series of videos that I'll do over the coming weeks, to be released each Tuesday, will talk about the fourfold action of the Eucharist: taking, blessing, breaking, and giving. And talk about them in a way that will relate to your own spiritual journey, to follow Christ on his way towards Holy Week, when we celebrate Maundy Thursday with a potluck supper here at our church. So join us for this journey. Come, taste, and see.